So in the last video, I give you a brief overview of what selecting means. It means focusing on something because you want to edit it, move it, or delete it. But let's go a bit more into what that actually means. Selecting something just really means that you are telling Affinity that you want to do something to it. Like for example, maybe you want to do something to this cat here, like deleting it. How do you select something? Well, just like in the last video, you go into the move tool and then you click on it. You will know it is selected when you see a blue line wrapping around the thing along with these circles, these white circles outlined with blue, the blue line being called the bounding box. And once you have it selected, you can do almost anything to it. You can change the color using the color panel here, or you can go into the edit menu and deleting it. So that's really what selecting means. It means clicking on something in the canvas because you want to do something to it, like changing its color or deleting it, both of which is doing something to it. So after I deleted that cat, you probably noticed the bounding box moving over to this reverse sasa text. That's normal, don't worry. When you delete something after selecting it, it might select something else automatically. What you select is called a selection. And to deselect, meaning to cancel out any selection that you have so that nothing is actively selected anymore, you just click on a blank space, or you can also press Ctrl plus T. So that cat that I just edited the color of and deleted is called an object. So what are objects? Objects are basically everything in your Affinity canvas. Whether you're making an icon, whether you're uh, drawing an artwork, whether you're editing a photo, anything that you do in Affinity really, it will be made up of these objects. So you can think of objects as the building blocks, the elements that make up your Affinity project. For example, in this water PSA, remember it's a reminder to drink water. The objects here, the elements, the building blocks would be this image here, a woman drinking water, and maybe some text above it that says something like, remember to drink your water, 6 cups a day, or something like that. Now, currently, it's this text here is just sa, but for now, just pretend it's a friendly reminder to drink water and not sa. So, now that I want to make this into a proper reminder, a PSA to drink some water, we need to start cleaning it up. There are some objects in here that don't really help the message of drinking water, so we will get rid of it. For example, these two cats here. We made them to play around with the cat tool in the few last videos, but we don't really need them anymore because they don't really help the message of drinking water. So, of course, what we can do, make sure we are on the move tool so we can select objects and select the cat to let Affinity know you want to do something to it, which in this case is deleting it. Now, I told you that you can go into the edit menu and click on this delete. to delete it. But instead of that, a much faster way is that you can actually look into to the right of delete and you will see backspace. And if you see a keyboard key to the right of a command in menu, it usually means that's the shortcut. In this case, backspace. So let's close down the edit menu and just try while we still have the green cat selected, backspace. Oh, and it automatically selected the other cat. That's nice. So let's just go ahead and click backspace one more time. And now let's deselect and let's consider if these two texts here, the sasa text, are needed. We do need to place some text here that says to drink your water, but sasa isn't really how do I say this? It's not really a message that you can interpret as the fact that drinking water is good, so you should probably do it. So we should probably click on them with the move tool to select them. Let Affinity know that you want to do something to it, which is deleting it. And then deleting it. Now, how about this rectangle? Well, it's just a blank white rectangle. There's not really much to it, so we'll just go ahead and delete it. And we are back at the very first starting point when we first open up this image. Now, we are only left with this one object, this image. But what if I also accidentally delete it, just like I did all the other objects? Well, that's clearly not what I wanted to do, because we need this image for our water PSA. So I wish I could go back in time and undo that, if to say. Well, thankfully, in the edit menu, there is a command to undo something that you did and you probably regretted doing, which is undo. And the shortcut for that, as you can see, is Ctrl plus Z. So let's close the edit background and try pressing Ctrl Z. So undo will undo anything that you accidentally done. Like for example, let's say we go into the rectangle tool and we make a rectangle that is way too big like this, that covers up the lady, and we wish we hadn't done that. We just press Ctrl plus Z. Now before you ask, unfortunately the undo command doesn't undo horrible life decisions, so you probably still have to think your life decisions very clearly, because there is no command to undo them. Now, what if we didn't delete the image here, but we did something else? Like for example, we move this out of the canvas, which as you can see, any objects that are outside the canvas is pretty much invisible. Well, now we can't even see the image, so how do we find it? We can go into View, the View menu, and then click on Clip to Canvas. Now any objects that are outside the canvas will no longer be invisible. But our image is all the way there. How do we even move there? Well, if you hold the spacebar button and then drag around using left click, you can move around the canvas. You can move around this space where your canvas is and find any objects that went out of your canvas. You can also hold down middle mouse button, meaning you which is the scroll wheel. So hold down the scroll wheel and you can, as you can see, also move around the space where your canvas is. And now that we can reach our image, we just have to move it back to the canvas. But now we are kind of stuck here, aren't we? Our canvas is to the left. Are we really going to be working on our image while it's on the left like this? Well, thankfully, no. We don't have to do that. We can go into the view menu and we can go into zoom. We have a few options here: in, out, to fit, etc. You just have to click zoom to document and it will zoom out so that the center of this space here is at the center of your canvas. And we are back to normal. But what if we want to zoom in even more? We can hold Control and scroll up. And maybe we want to move to this ring here because we want to put a rectangle over this ring or something. And we just have to click hold down on Control again and scroll down to zoom back out. And we zoom too much like this, we just have to go back into view, zoom, and to document, or as you can see, the shortcut is Control plus Alt plus Shift plus 0. Or maybe that's too many shortcuts, that's too many keys you have to press at once. So you wish it was easier. Well, thankfully, we can go into the move tool and click on something that we want to zoom into. So for example, this image, we can just select that, go into view, zoom, to selection. The shortcut for that is much easier. Control plus Alt plus 0. Okay, that should be it for this video. Let's just get rid of this rectangle since we just made that as an example of what to do when you're zooming in. And into our quick quiz to make sure you've learned. So, what is selecting something? What does it mean to select something? What are objects? What is undo and what is the shortcut for it? How do you move and zoom in or out through the space where the canvas is? Just like before, if you can answer one of these questions, just make sure to play back the part of the video where you didn't understand or ask it in the comments or in the Discord. Otherwise, if you can answer all of these, legendary. Make sure to write down your answers in the comment section. And if you're right, I will pin your comment. And I'll see you in the next video.